now exactly 10:30 p.m. Asmara time. Hello and thank you for joining us on ERi-TV English News Broadcast. And do stay tuned for domestic and international news for Thursday, the 13th of February. Reporting live from our headquarters in Asmara and inviting you to stay with us is Heaven Johans, your news anchor for this session. Let's begin with the major headlines. Regular meeting of the Southern Region Assembly. Diaspora nationals commemorate the Fenkil operation anniversary. French troops to exit Senegal by the end of 2025. And US President and Indian Prime Minister held discussions in Washington. In our domestic news, the Southern Region Assembly conducted its 23rd regular meeting on the 12th of February in Mandafara under the theme Conservation of Resources, Cornerstone of Economic Development. Noting on the strong awareness and participation of the public in the national development programs, Mr. Wolday Gebra, chairman of the Regional Assembly, called on members to work closely with the public for addressing shortcomings. The governor of the Southern Region and heads of departments and branches, as well as national associations, presented detailed briefings focusing on the progress of development programs in 2024. They also called for the development and expansion of social service provision institutions, establishment of regional museum, a strong effort for the development of economic capacity of sports activities, as well as strong control of cross-border agricultural and animal medicines and chemical fertilizers. Mr. Habtaab Tesfatzion, governor of the region, presented detailed explanation on the programs for 2025. Mr. Habtaab said that water and soil conservation activities, finalizing the construction of dams and micro dams that are underway, preparation of master plan for Maimina semi-urban center, establishment of kindergartens in all public institutions are among the programs for the year 2025. The participants conducted extensive discussions on the reports presented and adopted various recommendations, including establishment of training centers for the youth engaged in innovation and creative activities, encouragement of farmers to use organic fertilizers, as well as for a strong effort to ensure nutritious food. In another news, Eritrean nationals in Austria, Germany, Italy, Sweden and South Sudan enthusiastically commemorated the 35th anniversary of the Fenkil operation under the theme Fenkil, the Right Choice. At the commemoration event in Vienna, Austria, Mr. Ubay Abadi, chairman of the Eritrean community, said that Fenkil operation was a decisive operation that signaled the end of the long years of armed struggle for Eritrean independence. The commemorative event was also conducted in various German cities, including in Düsseldorf, Mannheim, Wiesbaden, Fulda, Nuremberg and Heidelberg. At the event in Frankfurt, Mr. Kibrab Takhaste, Eritrea's Consul General, said that the 35th anniversary of Fenkil operation is being celebrated at the promising stage of Eritrea's engagement in diplomatic activities and bilateral relations. He also called on the nationals to actively participate in the national development programs. Similarly, the 35th anniversary of the Fenkil operation was celebrated with patriotic zeal in the Italian cities of Rome, Milan, Bologna, Catania, Firenze, Torino, Pisa and Verona. At the event in Rome, Mr. Fissahatien Petros, Eritrea's ambassador to Italy, said that the Fenkil operation that foreshone the total independence of Eritrea was a spectacular operation that sent an inevitable signal of Eritrea's independence to the world. He also called for transferring the stunning history to posterity. The 35th anniversary of Fenkil operation was also celebrated colorfully in the Swedish cities of Stockholm and Gothenburg. Mr. Mohammed Ali Mohammed Said, charge d'affaires at the Eritrean embassy in the Scandinavian countries, gave briefings on the heroic feat demonstrated for the liberation of Massawa and its environs. The 35th anniversary of Fenkil operation was also enthusiastically celebrated in Juba, South Sudan, featuring various programs representing the occasion. Promotional activities aimed at eradicating harmful practices, principally female genital mutilation, has been conducted for residents of the Wad administrative area, southern Red Sea region on the 8th of February. Mr. Yosef Issahaye, head of the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare in the southern Red Sea region, provided a detailed briefing on the severe health consequences of harmful practices on women. He called for active public participation in efforts to eradicate them. Similarly, Mr. Ahmed Ali, chairman of the Committee to Oversee the Rights of Children and Eradication of Female Genital Mutilation, called on the committees that were established at all levels to strengthen participation in the efforts to eradicate all sorts of harmful practices. He also urged the public to actively engage in their elimination and to hold accountable those who continue to practice them. Do stay tuned, dear viewers, for we shall be back with the international news after the short break. Welcome back. Senegal and France have set terms for the withdrawal of all French soldiers stationed in the West African country by the end of this year. The two countries said in a statement on Wednesday that they are establishing a joint commission that would oversee the departure of French elements from the country and the restitution of military bases by the end of 2025. Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye announced it in November last year that French army bases with its 350 soldiers should leave the country so as to maintain its sovereignty. Senegal's rejection of its colonial past continues a trend across West and Central Africa, where nations are downgrading ties with the former colonial power France. It is to be recalled that Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger have collectively exited about 4,300 French soldiers from their countries in 2022. In today's final report, U.S. President Donald Trump met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi today and discussed on enhancing the U.S.-India strategic partnerships. The Washington-hosted meeting focused on growing trade partnership between the two countries, as well as reduction of tariffs, in which India has already lowered some. Additionally, President Trump and Prime Minister Modi discussed on the issue of Indian immigrants in the United States. Furthermore, Prime Minister Modi called on Washington to invest in Indian nuclear energy. India is amending its nuclear liability law and has announced a new nuclear energy mission in an attempt to sharpen international interest in the fuel. The country aims to meet half of its energy requirements through renewable energy by 2030. With this, we conclude our news for this session, dear viewers, and now a quick recap of the major headlines. Regular meeting of the Southern Region Assembly. Diaspora nationals commemorate the Fenkil operation anniversary. French troops to exit Senegal by the end of 2025. And U.S. President and Indian Prime Minister held discussions in Washington today. This was The World on Thursday with ERi-TV English News broadcast. Dear viewers, thank you for joining. It's a goodbye from us.